everybody doing? If you were on my live yesterday when I was traveling home, I apologize for the reception since it went out on us pretty quickly. But unfortunately, and I couldn't get it to reconnect. Or if it did, it would reconnect for a second and then go right back off. So it was rather disappointing. But as far as that was concerned, but I was hoping to give you a good show, talk to you for quite a while, but that didn't happen, as the case would be. So when I got home, I had an order from Aunties Beads here on my desk. The total for this order was $68.99. We're going to turn down and look at what I have here. I don't really need that paper because it was, excuse me, because all of Aunties Beads have a sticker on the item, and I have wrote the price on them as I checked them in. So we don't really need that paper. So yesterday I had wanted to talk a little bit about how my show went over the weekend, and surprisingly enough, I had more sales on Sunday than I did on Saturday, which is, pretty unusual. It's usually the other way around. I mean, I have done this show before when I have done $1,000 worth of sales on the Saturday and then only 200 on the on the Sunday. This time we were about 500 on, little under 500 on Saturday and almost 600 on Sunday. So it was a really, really good day. So it was cold in the morning, which is not surprising. I had been told that we had snow at home, so that was a little leery coming home because I was a little worried that because we have to go through a pass, that we were going to hit snow. We didn't. Well, we did, but it wasn't on the road. Hey, Heather. And so, yeah, it wasn't on the road. So uh, the road itself was pretty clean and dry, though there was snow in all the trees up in the pass. Apparently, it had snowed pretty good on Sunday, and then, but it warmed up enough to clean the roads off, so that was good. Though it hadn't got warm enough to knock the snow out of the trees, they were all full of snow still. It's actually quite pretty. And so that was nice. Now, one thing that did happen on Sunday that I thought was pretty fun was that one of my subscribers, Leslie Rose, showed up at the show. She was apparently heading, hi Cynthia, she was apparently heading to Washington because she had a new grandchild. And so they were driving up from Oklahoma. And when she noticed that they were going to be passing by Caldwell, where our Renaissance Festival was in Idaho, um, she talked to her husband, and they came and made a little detour and came in and said hello. So that was really, really fun. I love to meet my subscribers, so I think that was great. And then she ended up buying something, so that was also nice. So we have, so it was a very nice show. Um, Strangely enough, I didn't sell any of my wire circlets, though I sold 4 of my 6 band circlets. Neither of the two brand new ones, but all of my older brand circlets, band circlets from last year, are gone. Sold them all. So that was really wonderful. And the Idaho Renaissance Fair is raising money to try and buy a hard site so they don't have to worry about renting a site for us every year. And so, for those of you who remember the ruins circlet. I gave that to them last year for their auction, and this year I gave them the one that's had a blue block right here in the middle. I gave that to them so they could auction that one off. And so, because, well, let's face it, I go down there every year. It would be great to have a hard site so we didn't have to worry about that. Thank you, Heather. Yes, please do hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Hi, Miranda. So anyway, it ended up being a good show. My legs are both hurting today. They were starting to hurt yesterday. Getting up and down all the time when you're sitting and then having to get up to talk to the customers, it gets a little rough on the knees, but it wasn't bad. And then, of course, our drive was about 9.5 hours down, and then, of course, another 9.5 home. Um, when we went down, Steve says, I don't want to drive the whole way home. Let's stop in Missoula and stay the night in Missoula and then go forward, finish coming back on Tuesday." And I said, "Okay, if that's what you want to do, that's fine." But then when we got to Missoula, he was like, "You know what? I want to go home. I just want to go home." So he decided we were driving home, and that is exactly what we did. So so we got home last night about 7:45 in the evening, and my daughter said it had snowed at our house, but it had melted all back off during the day. So it wasn't too bad here at the house. Now, weirdly enough, the thing I sold the most of over the weekend was earrings. And I love that my earrings were selling, but in general, I only sell a few pair of earrings at my shows. But my big sellers this time were earrings and bracelets. And it's generally at the Renaissance Fair, circlets and hair barrettes. Well, I did sell quite a few hair barrettes as well, but not as much as I was expecting. Um, I only sold one of my fairy dust necklaces, one of my hook bookmarks, um, but I sold I sold all the new stuff I made with Bargain Bead Box, both pair of earrings and the bracelet that we bent the bat and made the bracelet last week. Sold that. The bat necklace that I had made a few weeks ago with my bat from Aunties Beads, that one sold. And I actually wished I had some more and I could have made some more that night just to have something, but I didn't. And so, and actually the other bat necklace that I had made while my sister-in-law was here, I can't find what I did with it. I was going to price it and take it, and I cannot find it anywhere. So that wasn't available to take, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, and then I sold some of my older Halloween earrings, and I just put the Halloween stuff as a fluke. I didn't normally put those up, but this was the only show I was going to have in October prior to Halloween. So I decided, well, you know what? Let's put them out. Halloween is actually a pagan holiday, and it's as old as the hills. So I figured it was definitely medieval, so it warranted being put out. Hi, Anita. So yeah, it was a pretty good show. I was pleased. I did do a few walkarounds, and I was right up in the front. The food trucks were in the middle, had surrounded with tons of booths. It was, I went to visit one of my friends who sells soaps. She's from up here as well. She traveled down. And I had to go around and over to get to her booth, and there was more booths behind her. There was a ton of booths. It was pretty amazing. But how's my knee? Anita, my knees are both sore today from having driven. We were in the car for like 10 hours yesterday, so it was sore, and it was sore before we started because of the show. But my right one is a little stiff from all the driving, but my left one, the one I haven't had the surgery yet, is sore. So hopefully that will be better soon. But anyway, yeah, I took my work bag with me because I was thinking, well, and I did take my Midnight Menagerie kit box with me because I was thinking, well, we'll make something if I have some time, and I just never felt the urge. Um, After you get done with the show and it runs from 10 until 6 in the evening, and by the time you have things closed up and everything and you go eat something, it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Then I have paperwork to do, so you know and I forgot my laptop cord. The one thing I forgot was my laptop cord. And I was like, oh, really? I have to have my laptop to do my paperwork. So we did find a tech shop that did have a cord. And so I did get a new cord for my laptop. And I have decided that that cord is just going to stay in my laptop case since I now have two. So that came in, that worked out all right, in my opinion. So let's turn down and we'll look at my Aunties Beads order. I think we got some more fun things in here, though some of the things I got are Halloweeny again, and so I probably, even if I use them, they won't get put out this year in any craft shows, though I may put them on in my Etsy shop. Never can tell. Hi, Gloria. So let's turn down and we'll look at this order, and then we'll decide if we want to make something while we're at it. So here is our Aunties Beads order. When I cut the package open last night, I accidentally cut half of this bag. See, I cut it off right here. So I'm just going to dump this stuff out, and then we'll just look at it. And I got a free ink pen from them. Aunties Beads 25th anniversary. So, and then I got a new tool. I'm not sure how this worked, and it actually was poked out of its paper here. This tool is for, oops, it's stapled right here. Is for making oval jump rings. Now, I've been told by various other people that it's harder to make oval jump rings than round ones, even with the mandrel. And so I've never tried it, but I figured they had the mandrel on sale. Look, there's another staple. It was on sale for like $9. I'm not sure what its regular price was, but if something's on sale and it's something I might decide I want to use, and it's a new tool, what the heck? Why not, right? So I got this. Oh, I didn't write its price on it. I was writing the price on everything else, but I didn't on this. So it's a mandrel for making oval jump rings. Looks like the smallest it makes, though, is the 6, and it looks like it goes up to a really good sized one here. So let's see, how much did this cost me? Like I said, it was on sale. It was $8.75, so I thought it was a pretty good price. So we will try that out, see how it works. One thing some people have told me is that if you wrap them really tight, which is that they sometimes stick. Huh. That's interesting, Anita. Chop an avocado pip very fine and steep it in rubbing alcohol and then strain and spray. Interesting. I usually use Voltaren if I need something for for my legs. So, which works pretty good. If you've never used it, it works pretty good. So anyway, new tool to make oval jump rings. So let's just grab stuff, shall we? Now I got these JKB 1005, 99 cents a strand. Check glass round disc beads, light cyan and clear 6 millimeter. The clear are just seed beads. I couldn't care less about those. I wasn't sure how big of a hole these had, and that was one of the reasons I was going for them, because I've had some in blue and black, which are this same shape, and they have a pretty good sized hole, and the hole will go on leather. I'm going to cut this open and find out if this one will. Oh, those aren't seed beads on there. They're little fire polish. Huh. We may have to keep those after all. I think it will. I think these will go onto leather. Let's get the rest of the strand back in here so we don't lose it. And let's get a piece of leather out and try and see if this is a big enough hole for my 2 millimeter leather here. And it is perfect. Absolutely perfect. That's what I was hoping for when I purchased these. So that's great. So I got 2 strands of these with the pretty good size hole. Ah, yes, they are pretty red, aren't they? They are light cyan is the color those are. So these were 99 cents. Now, Aunties Beads is having a sale, and I think today was the last day, though. And these were all, I think, on my sale. And then I got JKB 0691, $3.49 for this strand of check glass faceted teardrop beads in topaz, 10 by 13 millimeter. So I like a teardrop bead. They're great for earrings. They also work as a drop for my circlets. So I think these were pretty. So those were $3.49. Oh, and by the way, somebody once said to me that Aunties Beads shipping costs are sort of expensive. If you purchase, hi Carolyn, $50 or more, the shipping is free. So that's always something to think about when you're purchasing some stuff. I got some more charms. These are going to be on hair barrettes. Now if I can get the bag open, there we go. This is BCB 1372 gold enamel snowman pendant with star, 22 by 16 millimeter, package of 2. Now I had got some, I think they were, I'm not sure if they were exactly like these or just close to these, but I think these are going to make really pretty hair barrettes. I did sell quite a bit of hair barrettes. I have holes in my box. I think I need at least, to fill the holes in, I need 3 mediums, 2 larges, and an extra large and a small. But I like to have some extra, so we'll have to make more than that. But then we have some BCB 1276 gold-plated enamel pendant gingerbread man, 18 by 21, $2.39 for this package of 2. Again, I got these for hair barrettes. They'd make cute earrings, but I mainly got these little guys for hair barrettes. So I think they'd make a really cute. So there's the gingerbread man. Now I got some more of these beads. These are also got a large hole for leather. I'm fairly positive. This is JKB 0667. They were $2.44 for this strand. These are 6 by 9 millimeter. The red ones which were quite a bit smaller, as you can see here, were It says 6 millimeter, but it's all obviously 4x6 because they're smaller this direction. So, and these, again, I'm fairly positive will fit on the leather because I think these have even a bigger hole than these are like little clear drooks that are with these guys. Come here. And see, yeah, it's got a good sized hole for going on leather. So I've really gotten into working with making leather necklaces. They really turn out pretty, in my opinion, especially if you're like using golem beads. Those go on leather really well. So there's the black ones. These are 6x9 millimeter. Now, was Heather still on? Heather, looky here. 1154, JKB 1079. This is natural Charot gemstone beads, 7 to 8 millimeter. The strand is 1154, which is probably one of the more expensive things I bought, but they're so pretty. So there's the Charot, or Charot, however you pronounce that. These come from the Charot River. It is where they were found in Russia. So, I'm not afraid I'm not up in Russian pronunciation too much. But those are really pretty. So, let's see what else we have here. Some of these are multiples. Like these little gold extender chains. I got 3 of these. They're gold-plated chain extender with a 5 millimeter bead, 3-inch chain. It's CE36, 3G, sorry. They're $1.20 a piece. It's a nice little extender chain. And I got 3 of these so I'd have some nice gold ones around. Now, I usually get some silver, but they were out of silver, unfortunately. So, the other thing I got multiples of were my leather crimp ends. I got, I think it was just 3 packages of the silver and 6 of the gold, if I recall right. Looks like it. So the silver come in a package of 4 for $2.39. Silver plated crimp tube with 4 millimeter ring, 5 by 10 millimeter, CN1600S. So these are the crimp ends I use for my leather crimps, or for my leather necklaces and bracelets. So they come in, like I said, a package of 4 for $2.39. I got 3 more packages. Never have too many of these, and why they have them on sale, I'm going to get them. And then I got the gold ones. I got 6 packages of those because they only come in a package of 2. And even though they say these are the same size, 5 by 10 millimeter, they always look a little bigger to me, but that's all right. CN1801G, gold-plated crimp tube with a ring, and a package of 2 for $1.22. Now, these for $1.22 for 2 are about comparable to the silver because they're $2.39 for 4, so it's pretty close. So we got 6 packages of those. Now we'll go back to our pretties, shall we? Hi, Georgina. Well, you didn't miss too horribly much. Just a few minutes, and we were talking about my show, and then we started talking about these pretties that I have ordered here. Now, I have some more sugar skulls. Well, here's one of these copper slide clasp, 2-strand slide clasps. I just got one because I had gotten some before, but I decided to get one more while they were on sale. So it's just a 2-strand slide copper slide clasps. Now this is not the kind with the magnet. It's got a little push bar right here that squishes down to hold it in place better. But that's the copper one. Always can use a few copper things because they don't have as many of those things. So it looks like we only have a few more things that I got. Let's see here. Divide them up some. I got some more of the sugar skulls. They were 80 cents for a package of 2. BCB 1201 gold skull connector, turquoise 25 by 14 millimeter. Now I did make some hair combs with these. I probably will make a hair barrette, but I could also just make a bracelet or some earrings. They could hang and then have a dangle down below. And that may be what we do with one, is make some earrings out of them. Since I did get 2 more packages and we do already have some hair combs, so I could have a hair barrette and some earrings. Let's leave one out. We might make some earrings later. Then I got some more of these little black cats with a red heart on its tail. A BCB 1136 antique gold pendant black cat with a heart, 24 by 17 millimeter. Package of 2 for $2.39. Aren't they cute? Both pair of my black cat earrings that I had at my show sold. So then we have, you guys go up there. We have some dragonfly connectors. These are BCB 415 antique gold dragonfly connector, green, yellow, 24 by 18 millimeter package of 2 for $1.20. I got 2 packages of these. Come here, you guys. Put the second package in here. And these will make pretty anklets or bracelets. And yes, you could make them into earrings if you wanted to. You could have your dragonfly flying sideways. Or make a nice hair barrette. Just trim off our little guys. So, very pretty little dragonflies. So, and they got a little some crystal down their back. So, they are cute, aren't they? The last charms I got 2 packages again. These are more sugar skulls, but these are just charms. They're not connectors. BCB 1139 antique gold pendant skull with hearts, 10 by 20 millimeter, $2.39 for the pair. And these are pretty guys. Again, I got these for hair barrettes, but they could be used for earrings or whatever you want to use them for. They're very cute. I got 2 packages of these guys. Then I got 2 more of these. I was actually using one of these the other day. I'd got 2 because, well, I'll show you in a second here. These were $1.75 for a piece. It needs cleaned. It's a little, might have a few scratches in it. This is a antique silver Victorian pendant with a black rhinestone, 43 by 24 millimeter, $1.75 a piece. And I had started a necklace. Not sure how I want to continue with it, and that's why I haven't done anything more with it. As I had the other pendant I had already purchased in this dish here, but let go. But I'd need a pearl necklace, and we're gonna hang this guy down here. But I was debating how I wanted to go along with it, go on with this. Do I want to just leave it as the one strand, or do I want to put a second strand in? If I put a second strand, we're going to make it relatively short, probably like 17 or 18 inches, so it's really close to your collarbone. So I've sort of been debating how I want to do this. Could turn it and put the red one on here, since the last item we bought was BCB 1235. Again, $1.75. This is an antique silver Victorian pendant with Siam rhinestone, 43 by 24 inch. Could make it red. Ooh, the red is actually rather pretty. Hey, Dorothy. So these were random pick freshwater pearls from Beadbox Bargains, and they were only $1.99 a strand, and I wish I had got some more because they're really nice, but I didn't. So this is the black one, so back in here. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm sort of thinking I like this red one. The black is pretty, but the red is a lot more vibrant. You like the red, Georgina? You love the red too, Anita. Yeah, Carolyn likes the black. So I was actually thinking when I got the other two black to make a double strander with the 3, and then just doing a loop down below of the, just hooking them both right in here, and then just looping them down. So there. But haven't really decided what I want to do here. So, but I do have, I don't think this strand of pearls is as long as I need it to be. I don't think, if I'm going to put a second strand in. Let's see how long it is. Over here. Well, it might be about 18 because I've got it's at the 9 there with the bail. Just barely off. But I probably want to put 1 or 2 more pearls on this one, especially if I'm going to do a second strand with the, I got that too tight, with the other. This is my second strand that I had gotten. I purchased these at 2 different times, and I liked the first strand when they came, so I ordered a second, and I almost wish I'd ordered 3 or 4 of them, since they were only $1.99 for the strand. Oops. One's on the floor. Obviously, I have this one cut open already. So it would be, oops, sorry, bumping things, like down here with the second strand. Let's see if I can get the end here without them all falling off here. Oh, it's cut in half. Okay. So they would get out of the middle. And I'd want them relatively close, not far away from each other. So I need the strands to be about the same length. So, or just about the same length, a little bit less for the second strand. So it'd go like this. And then, of course, we'd have our pretty hanging down. So the red is it for Mary. The red does appear to be a little more vibrant, so that would, work pretty well. But so I like the thought of a double strand here rather than just a single one. Hey, Dawn. And probably end up using all of our pearls. And I do have little daisy spacers in between, though every fifth one I have 2 daisy spacers instead of just one. So I started this last week before I left for the Renaissance Festival. This would be a really good necklace for the Renaissance Festival. So that's what I was thinking when I first started it. And then I thought, I don't care. I hadn't decided exactly what I wanted to do, so I quit working with it. And I've been debating if I do the double strand, do I want to put a secondary focal in the middle here to like maybe bring the red up, or if I had black, whichever color I went with, or do I want to just put some color in the strand somewhere along the line? But I'm actually thinking more I would just leave it just with the double strand of pearls. So that's my thoughts with this necklace. I'm obviously haven't finished my thoughts, and I've got a pearl on the floor somewhere. I'm going to have to find that later, but I'm going to I just noticed that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a double, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but no double there. That needs a double. So no double on either side. So we're going to have to fix that. Especially if we're going to continue working with this, right? So here's where the double should be at, that it's not in here. Where are you? little spacers. I have to go find my big bag. This is all I have left here. These. Though I'm not even sure that these are the right ones. Let's see. Where does the ones I just pulled off? Oh, they're not. These are too dark. Go over here. I think this is these little guys that are in here. You need a double. So how did everybody's weekend go? Did you have nice weekends? I hope. Cold, rainy, windy. So that's 18 for this strand. So then we could make the inner strand be a little bit less, and it would still work really nicely. Now, it would be pretty with just one strand, but I'm just really leaning towards a second strand. Where did I put my white? There it is. That's almost the end of the strand. I think I'll just pull it out and we'll just But yeah, I got these from Beadbox Bargains. They said they were random pick um, pearl strands. And I actually sort of wish I'd gotten more because they are very pretty. So this is a pretty basic design, but I think it's going to be pretty when it's finished. That one has something stuck in the hole. If you have something stuck in the hole, you can take your awl and just, usually anyway, poke it and it'll come out. A lot of times it's when they cut them, there's a little bit of extra left in there, or when they antique them, they get a little black still stuck. But see, this will sit right in here like a second, just a second strand. And so raining and cool in Central Valley, California. Well, that's true here too. When we got there on Thursday, it was in the excuse me 80s. It was in the probably mid to high 70s when we were doing our setup, and then it went down. It was in the 50s when we got started on Saturday, went up to mid 60s. But then on a Sunday, it was 60s all day long. It never did really warm up a lot. So it was pretty chilly, but one, two, three, four. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where I put the 2 in here. Now, see what I was thinking of doing is like where I have the 2 here, of putting like a different color bead in here. But I'm not sure if that would really work the way I want to. I don't want to really distract from my focal stone, but at the same time, something little prettier in, just to have some more color in there would be nice too. So it's one of those 6 of one, half a dozen of the other options. Um, let's, let's see, it would be right here. See what it looks like here. Well, if I can find the hole in the bead, there we go. Looks like I got all the loose ones. Oh, there's a loose one. Oh, 5 necklaces you have to work with? Putting on the clasps and the extenders. Yeah. Yeah. That is sometimes a royal pain in the rear, isn't it, Mary? So, but unfortunately, you got to have those clasps on there. At least the clasps. You can do without the extenders sometimes, but you got to have the clasps. Funny how that works. So, what do you think, ladies? The red in here? I'm rather liking it. I think it's pretty. It adds a little bit to it. But then the question becomes, do we need to add the red down to the lower strand too, or just leave it as the white pearls? Oh, this pearl is not. It's going to need a little work on it. I love these English cut red crystals. They're so pretty. Now, since I think we've decided I like those in there, I'm going to move this over to this side, and we're going to pull these off right here and put the red one in this side because it doesn't have one here on this side. Then we can put the pearls back in. Well, there we go. Oop, sorry for bumping the camera. Didn't mean to do that. I have to go find some more the more silver daisy spacers because we're just about out here. There it is. Need at least a few more inches in the top one, but I think it's gonna work. I'd like it. So Unfortunately, pearls have tiny holes in the first place, so my bead reamer doesn't want to go into it, and it's got something stuck in that one. I need to cut my nails pretty soon. They're getting too long. They're getting in my way. I don't think we need too many more. Just a few here. But I do need some more spacers. So I'm going to have to go find some spacers here. The ones I still have are antiqued rather than the more silver color. So, but I think we're about where we want to be, because we do need it to be up a little bit. See how long we got it so far. Let's get a bead stopper on this side so we don't have to worry about losing our beads off here. So this is 12, 13, 14, about 15. We need probably about 2 more inches, which would be about where I want to end up, right up here at the top. So we probably only need 1 more of the red crystals, but we do need some more spacers. Don't have very many left, but we'll have enough to get this done. I have to get a needle out and see if I can get through some of these. Let's see, we just had one more pearl on this other side. Let's see if we're long enough now. Get you guys out of the way. Okay, let's see here. We need you guys to be about the same right there. Right here too. Sorry, I know you guys can't see what I'm doing here. I'm holding them up. Whoa, good thing that one had a bead stopper on it because I just dropped it. And trying to see how the middle strand is going to fall in there, or the inner strand. If I wanted it really, really close, it could have another bead, but I don't. I'm sort of ambivalent whether I want it really, really close or if we're just going to leave it like that. I think I'll put one more bead on, see if it gets too close. If it bumps into its buddy, then obviously that's too close. Yeah, it bumps into its buddy down below, so we got to take those last two pearls we just put back on, back off again. Bing. So I think we got our strands all finished. Get these guys out of the way. We do have enough pearls here. We could make a few earring if we wanted to with the, like with some of the pearls and the, maybe like this. But I sound terrible. Just a little bit of a dry throat from, doing too much stuff. I got the pearls from Bargain Bead Box. They had a excuse me, special going. Squished my water bottle. They had a special going for random strand of pearls for $1.99, and I got 2 strands. And I've been wishing that I had bought more because I really like them. But this is what I got. So we're going to, I'm now just going to soft flex. I'm going to crimp the ends with some silver crimps with some little loops, and then I'm going to decide, I'm probably going to put them on a 2-hole slider to finish it up. I want to see where this strand, close to the throat, but not so close that it's going to be really, really irritating. Let's see how long it actually ended up being. So this stone is our middle, and it's going to be about 17 inches. So close to the throat, but not choking you. So, see, we need to get some crimps out. Those are gold. I don't want gold. I want silver. What are you complaining about, Roar? Don't need that many, but that's all right. Go over here. Get out of the way. So we're going to... Now I already know for a fact that this is not going to go through the pearl a second time. So we're just going to have to crimp it close and then cut the wire off right by the crimp so that it has so that it's not worried about going through the pearl at all. Now, a lot of times when I'm working with something like this, I would have put something else at the end so that I do have a way to go into the something, but I'm not going to worry about it here. Okay, get that straight. Get my crimping pliers. I'm going to get the crimp right in the little divot and give it a light squeeze. Turn it and squeeze again. Make sure it's pretty well crimped, which it is. Then I'm going to take my flush cutters and I'm going to slide it up that extra little line till I hit the print bead and then just snap it off. So over you go. Now I don't want to over tighten this because I don't want my bail to be sticking up really hard. So, which is fine because I need that little bit of room when we get over here to do my crimp. So our bail's going to be sitting right in here. Now I do have a little bit of rubber tubing in there with it to hold the pearls from trying to slide into it. So, so it wouldn't get too snugged up to them. And now we'll crimp this. Come on, baby, go through there. Now, if you wanted, you could have, I could have, if I think I still have some around somewhere. You can get the little bars or whatever you want to call them that go between two strands of things, like in bracelets and necklaces. And hold the strands together so they don't slip apart, but I didn't do that. So it's crimp number 1. Now we got to turn it. And I'm pulling this up a little bit because I don't want to be snagging on my pearl too much. We'll cut this extra line off. Again, we want to just slide it right up to our crimp and then just snap it off. So there's this one all finished. Well, we got to put them all together, of course, and put our pendant on, but this one is all crimped up. Now we're going to take this one and crimp it. And because I've got so much extra line, what I'm going to do is go to just do my normal crimp close up to this one end. Then I'll slide all the beads over, and we'll see how much line is left. There might be enough for like a bracelet or something without when we trim it down. Okay. So we'll get this one crimped. Turn, turn, turn. Make sure your crimp is holding. Sometimes when I got this like this, I'll just take and tug like this to see if the crimp's holding good. Slide up, trim off. Now I'm going to move all these beads over to this side. And as you can see, I have quite a bit of line left here. So I'll probably put this aside and keep it for like a bracelet or something because I think it's probably enough. There you go. Okay. Get my crimping pliers in there, get hold of that, pull this a little bit to get it so it's a little bit down there a little bit further. Oops, I'm pulling the wrong way. Crimp. Turn. Okay. Trim this baby off. And see, I got a lot of extra line here. Let's see how much it ended up being. It's like 11 inches, definitely enough for a bracelet. So we're going to put this aside so I have it for a bracelet later. Get these last crimps back in the bag so we don't lose them. And here's our 2 pieces of our necklace. Now we just have to put these onto a clasp and put our pretty on the end here. Oh yeah, that would look pretty with a Christmas formal, wouldn't it? So anyway, we're going to go with a slider clasp, probably, because they're the easiest. I think they work nicely with 2 strands. You don't have to worry about whether it's, oops, I missed a crimp tube there. So I'm going to get some jump rings out. See if the tinky top will work down here. I know they will up here, but I'm not sure if it will on putting the pendant on or not. Hey, Chris. With a red velvet dress. Yes, that would be very pretty with a red velvet dress. This bale has a relatively good sized, loop. The diameter is pretty good sized, so not sure the little guy's going to work on here. In fact, I'm fairly positive it looks like it's not. So we'll get a 6. Stop sliding around so much, you little turd. Guess it wants to be difficult. There we go. So if I were to just do it as a 1 strand, that's what it would look like. But we're going to put our 2nd strand on. I just got to go get a slider clasp. I didn't have to go far. Added one right here from Bead Box Bargains. $1.59 for 2 of them. These are the kind with the magnet in. And so about 80 cents a piece. Then we'll just, it slides off. It's got a little magnet here to help it pull it back on. So we'll just take our bottom strand, since we've just finished it, and we're going to open our little Tinky Tot. This one's already open because it didn't work where I wanted it to, and we're just going to put it in the bottom 2 of these, and put our make sure that's closed all the way. It is. Now we'll just go over to the other side. And go through this one, and then the bottom one on this. Actually, this one should have been the top one. That's all right. We can just, it'll reverse itself. I say it should have been the top one because, of course, this one, this other strand is our middle strand. And we want it to fall in the middle, not try to go up to the top. So this will go on this side. Excuse me. There we go. So there we go. She's all finished. Let's turn up and we will look at her. And I might even, I'll hold it up so you can see it better when it's up this direction. So there she is. Come on, baby. And sorry about that. Dry throat. Come on, class. Let me get you turned just right. Got my hair in it. That's uncouth. Don't want hair in my necklace. So we'll sit just like so. So almost like a choker. So here we go, all done. So I think it turned out pretty nicely. I like it. I think the red was a good choice, though black would have looked pretty too. But it's is pretty close to the throat. This one is 17 inches rather than 16. I know some people like chokers. I'm not a fan, so that's as close as I want it on me. So I think I have this, my clasp turned a little bit in the back here. Let's see if I can get it fixed. There, that's better. So there we go. Nice, pretty natural pearl and red crystal. These are star cut, English cut, whichever you prefer. They're pretty close, but I wanted them to be really close. So I think it turned out really nicely. Anyway, I think we're going to go. I hope you enjoyed making this pretty necklace with me, or finishing it, since I had already started the first strand, but then decided we needed to put this second strand together. And I think it turned out really nicely. And it's a pity I didn't have it done in order to take it to the Renaissance Fair, but it can go to my Christmas show at the end of November, and maybe somebody will like it to go with their Christmas dress. So there is our pearl and red crystal necklace. So I think this turned out very pretty. I like it a lot. If I was into keeping it, I would keep it, but I already have a really lovely necklace that I use for my Renaissance dress. It's blue crystals. So anyway, there we go. It will make somebody a very nice either Renaissance necklace or formal necklace, I think. So I hope y'all enjoyed making that with me. I thought it was a lot of fun. And we'll see you all later. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.